Woo! Little rickety. All right, back on trail. We got dropped off at Winding Stair Gap by the city shuttle. And the plan today is to climb to do 10 miles to Waya Shelter. Just gonna climb up to Waya Bald and see the tower, and then down to wherever the shelter is. Got started about 9:30, so it will be a full day hiking till late, but I'm glad to be back out here. Grand rising to you. Just passing Seiler Bald, as you can see behind me there. It's bald. That's why it's called that. I pulled back a little. Wanted to walk by myself today. Just be in my own space. So the others that I spent the weekend with and I've been hiking with are ahead of me a little bit. We'll all camp at the same place tonight, so I'll see them. I'll probably see them by lunch anyway. But I just wanted to muse today and think about what's ahead. The Smokies are coming in a few days, so that's on my mind. And then what comes after the Smokies is also on my mind. But it's a good day. It's warmed up nicely. It's going to be chilly, so I'm going to be taking advantage of the warm while I have it. So there's my hiker tag. I moved it, and now you can see it, and that's fun. It's a pretty cool stone tower. Oh, well, I guess they redecorated. Well, it's the end of the day. I am in my tent early because it's cold. The low is 31 tonight. It's going to be cold. So I'm under my quilt warming it up. It's it's too cold to hang out outside anymore for me. I should be warm enough tonight. I have the warm quilts. I have a hat. I have my puffy if I need it. I have gloves. I even have hot hands. I don't think I'll need all that though. I think I'll be all right. It was this cold one other time already, so I think it'll be okay. But I'm really looking forward to summer when it's not this cold anymore. Today's hiking wasn't bad. It did take a long time to go uphill. The day was almost entirely climbing, but we did it. So 10 miles today, probably some more tomorrow, and we'll keep on moving. Good morning, good morning. It's day 14. And I can't believe it. It's day 14 and I can't believe it. I'm just heading out from camp. Camped at Wild Shelter. We survived the cold. I actually was quite cozy. I wasn't really cold at all, mostly. I even was hot at one point. So I'm very glad that I chose to get a 0-degree bag, because being cold is the worst. And I wasn't, so worked out. I will have to send the 0-degree bag home and get a lighter bag sent to me in another month or so, because it'll be way too hot in the summertime. But I'm glad I have it for now, especially as I prepare to go into the Smokies. The Smokies can be cold, and it's possible that we'll see snow. I hope not, but it's got its own weather system up there. So I'm prepared. So the hardest part when it's cold like today is actually breaking down camp, because you have to get out from under the warm sleeping bag. You have to put away your sleeping bag, break down the tent, and all of that. So I usually do as much as I can from the bed, from the sleeping bag, and then I try to go real fast. But I'm happy today. It's gonna warm up. It's not gonna be as cold for a few days. The rains are supposed to come tonight, so there's that. But today, no rain today. So we're gonna walk as much as we can in the sunshine. The plan for me today is to do 15 miles. So we'll see how the day goes. Today's not supposed to be as much incline as yesterday, so that will help. And I'm getting a earlier start, a normal morning start. I think it was about 7:40 when I left camp today, because I was in line for the privy, so I had to wait. All right. Well, me and the birds are gonna have a little good morning chat now. We'll check in later. So I'm just leaving the Whistler Shelter area. Yesterday, I climbed up to Bald and then stayed at Shelter. And today, I made my way over to Bald with the Whistler Tower. I'm not staying at Whistler Shelter though. I have 5 more miles to do to get to the shelter I'm staying at, which is a good thing. I don't know, Whistler Shelter seems a little weird. I don't know. And I had to backtrack to get water because, anyway, I got turned around about where the water was at the shelter. So I backtracked 0.15 to get water, which is here. So anyway, I continue on. I'm about 10 miles into the day. I am a little tired, but I'm not bad. I need to eat lunch, but there's nowhere to eat where I am. So When I find a spot to sit, I probably will do that. Last viewpoint of the day, I think. Headed down. It really is pretty, but this is the trail. I have to go down that. Ugh. It's almost hiker midnight. I'm in my tent. I'm gonna give you a lowdown of the day. I did 15 miles. Made it to the intended destination. I'm actually just 1 mile before NOC, which is what we had planned. So miles 0 to 10 were fine. It was a good day. Miles 10 to 15 were hard, were rough. It was this really steep descent, kind of technical. There were parts where I had to put my poles down in order to use my hands to lower myself because it was too tall or weird in some way. A lot of trees that you had to duck under, climb over, climb around. And it was just a lot. It also hit at the time of day when I usually have a lull in energy. So that didn't help. And I never did stop to eat that lunch. So all those combined made it kind of challenging for me. But I did it. I dug deep. I cried also. I did cry today. It was that day. But that's okay. So I'm relieved now. I'm in my tent. I've had dinner. So we're on to the next thing tomorrow. Hopefully I'll sleep well. I'm kind of on a slant right now, again, for the second night in a row. So hopefully I don't roll. And hopefully I don't stay up fighting the gravity all night either. Anyway, I'm so glad I get to be out here and do these things. Even the challenging ones. Good morning. Day 15. It is raining a little. It's gonna rain for a few days. I've accepted my fate for it today. So just packed up and got 1 mile. I've got 1 mile to the NOC. So we'll charge devices and eat breakfast and whatever down there. And then I'll keep hiking today. That's the plan. They do have showers. I think they're like $7, and you can also rent a towel. I'm not going to do that today since, one, it's supposed to rain for the next couple of days, so I'm going to be a mess anyway. 2, I'm not doing laundry, so no point in having a clean body and putting it in dirty laundry. And 3, I have a room in 3 days, 2 days, Friday, whatever it is. I have a day room coming up. So, I'll just wait till then. So that's the deal. And happy hiking. Breakfast. Finally got out of town. Hiking again. It's still raining a little, but it's okay. It's tapering off. So today's hike is 3,000 feet of elevation gain over 7 miles, I think, to Sassafras Gap Shelter. So that's what we're doing this afternoon. We got a little less than 3 miles to go. I just stopped and got some water. That's the trail right now. Rocks and trees to climb over. North Carolina loves a good obstacle. But we're almost there. My goodness. Whew. 929 feet of elevation climb in the last almost 2 miles. I thought, oh, I'm almost done. But man, that was some work. But we did it. So I have 1 mile left to the shelter. I'd show you the views, but it's just fog. So I'm going down to the gap. So got 1 mile left for the day. I think I might try to sleep in the shelter tonight if there is room. I've only done that one other night, but it's supposed to thunderstorm in the night and tomorrow afternoon. So we'll see. If there's room, I might set up there to help me get out in the morning faster as well. I need to look at tomorrow's terrain and figure out what the plan is per the weather. But first, I gotta get there. So here we go. Good morning, day 16. It's raining. I stayed in the shelter and that was great. It still took forever to get out of there this morning. And it's very muddy and slippery. So it's taking me a while to do this hike today. 2 miles in, 13 more to go. I'm gonna stop at the shelter in between for lunch so it can be covered. Yeah, that's about it. So I started the day with a big climb. The rest of the day is smaller climbs, but mostly going down, which actually is challenging because of the mud, but it's okay. We're going to do it. Tomorrow, if we do all 15 today, that we're hoping to get done, and tomorrow is just 5 to get to town and get showered, laundry, resupply, food, ready for the Smokies, which is coming really soon, which is awesome. Anyway, so here we go. Hey, quick update. Today did not go as planned. I'm actually standing in the privy right now filming this. And as far as privies go, it's a pretty nice one. It even has a door. So that's funny. Anyway, hiked 9 miles. I stopped at a shelter to eat lunch and decided to stay because I really needed to get dry and warm, even though it was 2:30. So I stopped 6 miles short of where I was supposed to go. But it seemed like the wise decision. It was hard to stop at 2:30, and I spent all afternoon wondering if it was the right move, but I know in my heart that I needed to get warm and dry. Now, the people I've been hiking with were ahead of me, and they pressed on, so they probably did make the 15 miles that we were going to make. So what that means for me is tomorrow I have to hike 11 to get to town. I like to hike short miles to get into town so that I have longer in town to take care of all the chores. So I don't know if I'm going to need an extra day in town, half a day. I don't know. We'll just see. But tomorrow, it's supposed to be raining also. So it's not going to be fun. And I love hiking in the rain. What can I say? It will be warmer tomorrow than today, so that's going to help a lot. So Anyway, the shelter is full of people who stopped early, just like me, because of the weather. So we're just taking care of ourselves one day at a time. There's no rush. There's no rush. This is what I'm telling myself. Anyway, that's the update. Grand Rising. It's not raining, so I'm going to make this quick and hike as much as possible before it starts raining again. I'm getting out pretty early. I'm going to hike as far as I can. I might go to this Yellow Creek Gap and get a ride into town from there, pending the weather. Otherwise, we'll hike all the way to the Fontana Dam area. So I had to wring out my shorts of water before I put them on this morning. Putting on cold, wet clothes is fun. They warmed up pretty quickly, so I'm going to move as fast as possible to keep myself warm today. The temperature is already warmer than it was yesterday, and even it's before 8 a.m. So today won't be that kind of misery, but it is supposed to have thunderstorms, not just rain. So I am cognizant of that. So weather when you're outside is interesting. So I'm just trying to be wise and safe, and also hike as much as possible, but mostly be safe. Yeah, that's where we're at for today. So let's go. Oh, today's day 17. The trail. Super muddy. Just being careful. It's slippery. Like, not going to film really while I'm doing this because it's pretty slippery and squishy. It's funny that I put dry socks on and then put wet shoes on, and now I'm going through all of that. So those socks didn't stay dry for very long. I don't know, maybe it was for the morale or something. I like it when there's leaves, a certain amount of leaves, because it's a little less slippery. Yeah, look, somebody slid here. Anyway, I endure this part of the hike because it's part of the hike. You kind of get all of the seasons depending on when you start and finish your hike. So I most look forward to the summertime, as I would anyway. It's my favorite. I'm willing to do this part and embrace the suck because I know it's not the only facet of the trail. And even though it's uncomfortable, I know it stretches me, and I really am okay. I'm safe. I'm taking the smart precautions. I'm excited to see what parts of today delight me because I know they're coming. The birds are already doing it. So just tapping into the beauty that is even a day like this. My hat is dripping. So you can guess what that means. It rained some more. I took my raincoat off, and about 5 minutes later, it started raining. I just left it off because I'm wet anyway. And it's not as cold today, so it's not so bad. And it wasn't rain. It was raining more than lightly, but it was whatever. I just left it off. Yeah, so I think the rain is about to be ending soon, and that should be it for the day. We'll see. Either way, it's not as miserable today, so I'm going to take that win. I am at, what is this place called? Cable Gap Shelter. I was reading the sign. I'm at Cable Gap Shelter. This was where I was intending to end up last night, but didn't. So I did walk this far. I'm stopping to have some food and get some water and then I have about 5 miles to go for the day. So that is the plan. I'm going to finish everything up today. I did not get a shuttle into town. I decided to just finish it today. I'm going to end up staying 2 nights in Fontana at the lodge because our things are not going to dry out before tomorrow. So we were originally going to start the Smokies tomorrow, but we're going to delay it one day so that our stuff can actually dry and we can be ready. The Smokies can be cold, and so we definitely want dry gear just to make sure that we're good. It can rain a lot there too, so we might be dealing with this again, but we might not. We'll see. I'm clean. We're at the Fontana Lodge for tonight and tomorrow night because our stuff is so wet that we need another day to get everything dry. Basically, we want to go into the Smokies with dry stuff, dry quilts, everything else. So I did some laundry and I took a shower and put on clean clothes. So that's exciting. I had a couple of boxes mailed here as well. I have resupply boxes for food for the Smokies for the next leg. And then Enlightened Equipment sent me a replacement puffy coat because there was a problem with the zipper on mine. So I got that. This is a whole coat, y'all. So I'm gonna open that and I'm gonna mail them back the problem one. So I really like their stuff. I find that it works. So I appreciate that they worked with me to resolve the issue I was having. So, and I think they overnighted this to get here in time. So I also appreciate that. I think the Smokies, because they can be cold, it's important to have all my warm gear just dialed in. So yes, so got that going. I ate a salad. It's so good. And yeah, I'm just happy to have a day to relax. I'm figuring out what zeros and rest days look like, how many to have, when my body says it needs it, that sort of thing. Because you can't just grind and never take a rest. So my body will have demands about resting if I don't honor it regularly. It could result in injury and that sort of thing. So we don't want to overwork the muscles. It's a little weird to be amongst the regular people because, we're covered in mud and we haven't showered in a week, but everybody's been really nice so far. So I do appreciate that they've been kind. So anyway, yay, I'm excited. I'm gonna definitely sleep in tomorrow, I hope. Howdy. I'm enjoying my rest day. We had some breakfast. Been working on making sure all my gear is ready. Drying my tent. Working on filling this bear can. I got my resupply box. So it had breakfast and dinner. I'm gonna go get a couple of tuna packets to add to it from the store here, but other than that, I'm ready to go. I'm actually carrying for a week, which is a huge resupply. It's heavy. Usually I like to do 4 days or less, but for the Smokies you have to be prepared to resupply for the whole time. So I've got about a week's worth. It's quite full, so each day gets lighter as you eat, so that's great. But yeah, trying to relax, rest the feet and legs, let them recuperate a little bit before we start hiking tomorrow. So that's what's up today.